Sarojini Naidu, Biography and Literary Works. Hello and welcome to the discourse. Today we will be discussing one of the most remarkable figures in Indian English literature and the Indian freedom struggle, Sarojini Naidu, fondly known as Nightingale of India or Bhartiya Kokila. She was not just a poet but a multifaceted personality who contributed immensely to India's cultural, political and social awakening. Born on February 13, 1879 in Hyderabad, Sarojini Naidu was the eldest of 8 siblings in a highly intellectual family. Her father, Aghornath Chattopadhyay, was a scientist, philosopher and the founder of Nizam College, Hyderabad, while her mother, Bardha Sundari Devi, was a Bengali poet. This literary and scholarly environment deeply influenced young Sarojini. She was a prodigious student, mastering multiple languages, Urdu, Telugu, English, Bengali and Persian, and topping the Madras University matriculation exam at just 12 years old. Though her father wanted her to pursue mathematics or science, her heart was set on poetry. At 16, she travelled to England on a scholarship granted by the Nizam of Hyderabad, where she studied at King's College London and Girton College, Cambridge. There, she interacted with literary giants like Arthur Symons and Edmund Gosse, who played a pivotal role in shaping her poetic voice. Gosse advised her to move away from Western imitations and instead explore Indian themes, its landscapes, rivers, temples, and social life. This guidance transformed her poetry, giving it a distinctly Indian essence while retaining lyrical beauty. Her personal life was just as unconventional as her poetry. At 15, she met Dr. Govindaraju Naidu, a non-Brahmin doctor, and married him at 19, defying the rigid caste norms of the time. Her father supported her decision and the couple had a happy marriage with 4 children. Sarojini Naidu's involvement in India's freedom struggle began after the partition of Bengal in 1905. She worked alongside leaders like Gandhi, Tagore, Gokhale and Nehru, becoming a powerful voice for women's rights and nationalism. She travelled across India, mobilizing women and urging them to step out of domestic confines and participate in freedom movement. In 1925, she made history by becoming the first woman president of the Indian National Congress at the Kanpur session. She was imprisoned multiple times, including during the civil disobedience movement and the Quit India movement in 1942, where she spent 21 months in jail with Gandhi, whom she affectionately called Mickey Mouse. After independence, she became the first woman governor of Uttar Pradesh, serving until her death on March 2, 1949. Now let us turn to her literary contributions. Sarojini Naidu's poetry is celebrated for its musical rhythm, vivid imagery, and emotional depth. Her works are deeply rooted in Indian culture, portraying scenes from everyday life, weavers, fishermen, Bangle Sellers, and Palanquin Bearers, with a touch of romanticism. Her major collections include The Golden Threshold, published in 1905, her debut volume featuring poems like Palanquin Bearers and Indian Weavers, which capture the essence of Indian labor and tradition. The Bird of Time was published in 1912, includes the famous The Gift of India, a poignant tribute to Indian soldiers in World War I, and In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, a vibrant depiction of Indian market life. The Broken Wing was her third volume, published in 1917, and contains the Parda Nashi, a critique of Parda system, reflecting her feminist ideals. The Feather of the Dawn, published in 1961 posthumously, is a collection edited by her daughter Padmaja Naidu. Her poetry blends British Romantic influences, Keats, Shelley, with Indian folklore, creating a unique style that is both lyrical and culturally resonant. She uses simple yet powerful metaphors, making her work accessible yet profound. In conclusion, Sarojini Naidu was not just a poet but a revolutionary feminist and nation builder. Her legacy lives on in her poetry, political contributions, and relentless advocacy for women's rights. For UGC NET aspirants, understanding her works is crucial, as they represent the intersection of Indian nationalism, feminism, and literary modernism. Let us now turn our attention to 5 of Sarojini Naidu's most celebrated poems that exemplify her unique poetic vision. Each of these works beautifully demonstrates her ability to weave together Indian cultural consciousness with the lyrical traditions of English Romanticism, creating a distinctive voice that resonates with readers across generations. In Damayanti to Nal in the Hour of Exile, Naidu reimagines a poignant episode from the Mahabharata, transforming it into a powerful dramatic monologue. Damayanti's lamentations over her separation from King Nal, Naidu explores profound themes of love, exile, and feminine resilience. The poem stands as a remarkable example of how she could breathe new life into ancient Indian epics, infusing them with emotional depth while employing sophisticated literary devices like mythological allusion blended with romantic sensibilities. The Cradle Song reveals another dimension of Naidu's poetic genius. This tender lullaby is sung by a mother to her child. Through the song, the mother paints vivid images of nature, drawing from the Indian countryside to create a serene and magical dreamscape for her baby. She describes carrying a lovely dream, glint with dew from groves of spice, rice fields, and a lotus stream, then mentions the wild fireflies dancing through the fairy neem tree. The poem beautifully encapsulates the universal themes of maternal love, tenderness, and the desire to provide a child with comfort and beautiful dreams. Naidu's lyrical style and imagery transport the reader into this peaceful and loving moment shared between a mother and her child. Perhaps one of her most anthologized works, Palanquin Bearers from the Golden Threshold, captures the rhythmic movement of bearers transporting a bride with exquisite artistry. Through its trochaic meter, lightly, oh lightly we bear her along, the poem mimics the swaying motion of the palanquin while elevating the laborer's work to the level of poetic celebration. Naidu's ability to find beauty and dignity in everyday Indian rituals shines through in this lyrical masterpiece. The title poem of her 1912 collection, The Bird of Time, represents Naidu at her most philosophical. Using the bird as a central metaphor for human aspirations and mortality, she creates a profound meditation on the passage of time. The vivid imagery of golden wings of dawn, contrasting with shadowy forests of night, demonstrates her mastery of romantic symbolism while remaining firmly rooted in Indian philosophical traditions. The poem's thematic concerns with transience and hope invite comparison with Shelley's To a Skylark, yet maintain a distinctly Indian worldview. In Bangle Sellers, Naidu crafts a vibrant portrait of Indian womanhood through the symbolic prism of colorful bangles. The vendor's descriptions trace the arc of feminine life stages, from maidenhood to marriage to motherhood, offering both a celebration of tradition and a subtle critique of societal expectations. The rainbow-hued bangles become powerful symbols representing both the joys and constraints of women's prescribed roles in Indian society. These 5 poems hold particular significance for UGC NET aspirants as they encapsulate the breadth of Naidu's literary achievements. Damayanti and Bangle Sellers showcase her groundbreaking mythological and feminist reinterpretations, challenging traditional narratives while working within the cultural frameworks. Palanquin Bearers and the Cradle Song exemplify her innovative fusion of Indian folk rhythms with English poetic forms. Meanwhile, The Bird of Time demonstrates her ability to bridge Western Romanticism with Indian philosophical thought, creating works of enduring universal appeal while remaining deeply rooted in her cultural heritage. Together, these poems offer a comprehensive introduction to Naidu's artistic vision and her important place in Indian English literature. So this is it for today. We will continue to discuss the history of Indian English literature. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.